Welcome back to PJ Chen Design. This is PJ. Today I'm going to show you how to use a Rhino 3D software to create very interesting pattern for this ring design. Are you ready? Let's get started. Before we start in this ring, we kind of understand it's done by piping. And with all the piping, all you need is curve. So let's understand how we're going to get those curves. That's starting from the scratch. Alright, so from the top, it look like it has some sort of a spiral structure. So I'm going to coming over here. And with the spiral command, on the top, you do have the option right here. So the first one is flat, the other one is vertical. So the third one is around a curve. We want to use a flat one in this case. So I'm going to click in the center and type it 0. And depends on how big your flower-ish type of a structure is going to be. So I'm going to make it pretty big. So I'm going to click it right here and bring it in. Now you can change the turn, like how many turn that you want it. In this case, I think 5 will be fine. But it really depends on your design. Okay, once you click on it, you see there's so many dots in there, right? And this is evenly out, which is quite beautiful, but it's too many dots for us to do some editing, right? So I do want it to have a top has a kind of a wavy structure. So I'm going to rebuild this curve by rebuild command, and we so far have 183. So I want to rebuild to the last point. You want to see how much of a deviation it's going to be. It seems like it's a lot, right? So you can bump up those points you want, and then that you will have a better structure if that works for you, and that's like this. And you also wanted to see if this is still too many points for you to do some editing, right? So in my case, I do want to make this demo a little bit simpler. So we are just going to rebuild again. With the rebuild command, I'm going to move it down, cutting in half, so 30 of them, right? And you can see it's a huge deviation right in the middle because it has a little bit kink there. That's fine. Rest of it look all right, so I'm going to click OK. Now in the middle, I just need to adjust it. It doesn't want it to get so crazy like this. All right, so maybe on the very last point, I'm just going to delete it, and I'm kind of moving them back into whatever they supposed to be. All right, in some cases, maybe rest of the place is fine. You just feel like you need one more point here. Under your those point edit tool, you do have one right here is insert a control point, right? So I want to insert control point right here. So with that control point, and I can kind of moving around to make the middle part is a little bit rounder. So you can do sort of editing like this. If that worked for you, that's going to continue to start. All right, so I'm kind of edited those points, moving around. It looked like it's a little bit rounded right there. All right, so now with all the point that I have, I'm gonna coming over here with my top view. I'm going to pull some up so it will have a wavy structure. So I'm going to pick up this point, and with my shift key, I'm gonna hold my shift key and continue to adding my selection. So every other point, I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go into the center and pick all of them. All right, so it might be a little bit confused, depends on the view that you're looking at. All right, with all the point, I want to make it more dramatic, so I'm going to pull this point up, something like this. All right, and of course this one should go up, but I didn't, so I'm going to move in this one up as well. All right, so then I have something like this. All right, so that's a 30 point, right? And we want to make a ring, and that's the first few points. I need to pull it up as well. All right, so since this is a ring, I'm gonna coming into the front view, and I'm going to starting with the circle command, type it 0 right here, and I wanted to diameter to be 16 for my demonstration. You can do whatever that is going to fit for you. All right, so I'm gonna have this on the top. Okay, we're gonna create another spiral right here, and for flat, I'm going to snapping into the 0 and something about right here. I just need to have exactly the same one but smaller. This one, I'm going to have this one just sitting on top of my ring. All right, so now I have 3 curve here. Discard the ring that we have. I'm just going to lock it. We have 2 spiral. One is smaller, one is on the top. All right, so if we're creating any of the structure, like I'm going to just have a straight line and snapping into the endpoint right here, snapping into the endpoint right there. In the middle, I'm going to snapping endpoint to this endpoint. So I'm gonna turn those two into the red color so it's easier for you to see. Now I'm in the structure of I have a rail here, I have another rail right there, and I have those 2 straight lines as my cross section. So we are going to use the sweep to rail. You're gonna snapping into the rail 1. This is the rail 2. I'm gonna go from here to here. Right? And then we will have this type of a structure. So we need to extract some wire from it, and I do have a lot of a wire right there, but I do not have a much inside. And you also notice that the distance in between the wire is not really organized. It's like I have some bigger, some smaller, right? So with that, we actually need to address our curve a little bit. So far on this one, if you hit rebuild, that we did have a 30 count and degree is 3, right? With this one, that's rebuild, and then it has 123 count. If we change the same to 30, and then it will have something like this, right? Again, you have this that like what we had, you need to kind of address it, and we actually wanted to move them around so it's not that pointed. It's going to change a lot right there. It's just like on the bottom, it will look a little bit better, even though it's gonna be quite small, but we still want to move it around to make it, at least it's not kinky too much there. All right, so let's give it another try and see if we'll get a better ISO curve. We want to use a sweep to rail. You got rail 1, you got this rail 2. Oh, and I forgot, this is not right in the right place. So we want to use the move command to move this point to this point. All right, so we wanted to use the sweep to rail. You got rail 1, you got rail 2, you got cross section 1 and 2, and that's what you get there. All right, so look like it's a little bit organized. We have some extra curve in the really tight area, and that's fine. So next, what we wanted to do is we need to get the curve out of this surface, right? So we're gonna come into the curve. You have curve from the object, and we want to do the one that's called wireframe. All right, and then we're gonna pick up this surface, and then we're gonna click on it, and then you can see we have a lot of a curve coming out there, but we don't have too much for this direction, up and down, from the top to the bottom, right? So I also want to extract some ISO curve, so we kind of come into the curve again, and we want to curve from the object, and we want to extract the ISO curve. Now it's going to ask you which surface from the top menu there. We're gonna click this surface, and we are going to snapping into where we think is appropriate. So maybe I want to have one here, and one here, and one more here. All right, so now this is the curve that we have. I'm gonna hiding my surface coming over here, and I want to delete those extra in the middle. We're usually on the very tight curve there, and then you can delete any of the curve you think that is not necessary, because you don't need to have all of them in the way that it's going to create a lot of the pipe, that it's gonna make your pipe too crowded. And then so I'm going to stop here, and for you to do that, all you need to do now is to pipe all of them, and you don't need to have a super thick one. So I'm going to pipe it for 0.35 for my radius and see the result. The second one that I have right here, as you can see, the way of it constructed is more puffier. If that is what you're looking for, and you happen to have a Rhino 7, you can use the multi-pipe with exactly the same curve that you have. I always like to challenge myself using a Rhino to create all different kind of form. I hope you enjoy this video. If you want to learn the Rhino fundamental, I have a Jewelry CAD masterclass. It's going to help you to start your interest in all the career in the Jewelry CAD design. Check out my course at pjchendesign.com or the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next.